The discussion around AI in video games is highly nuanced one, and opinions on the matter vary significantly depending on the specific application of an AI. Some people are extremely optimistic about the potential of AI as to revolutionize game development, while others fear the implications it could have on jobs, creativity, and the overall experience of playable games. Personally, I think AI could be an incredible addition to the game's development if implemented correctly, and however, the broad nature of the term AI creates confusion as it can mean vastly different things to different people. When many people hear AI in game development, they immediately think of generative AI. This could involve feeding a prompt into AI systems and having it generate assets such as images, textures, or even fully realized 3D models instead of hiring an artist or modeler to create them from scratch. More advanced AI tools are even capable of generating animations, music, or entire game environments, making them a potential game changer for studios looking to cut costs and speed up the development. Now, there's also rumors that some studios are experimenting with AI-powered scripts, using tools like ChatGPT to write dialogues for NPCs, craft game narratives, or even generate entire storylines. Understandably, this makes people nervous, as writing is deeply human craft that relies on emotional intelligence, cultural nuance, and the understanding of pacing, humor, and character development. However, after playing certain games with notoriously weak writing, as an example Dragon Age The Veilguard, Saints Row Reboot, or Forspoken, I actually think and believe that AI could at least match, or if not, maybe even improve some of this writing that we've seen in recent releases. Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, but based on what we have already gotten, an AI-driven script wouldn't necessarily be worse. Of course, the real challenge is the ambiguity surrounding AI's role in the development. If AI is merely used as a tool to streamline or optimize the development process, most people wouldn't have an issue with it. For an example, if the developers use AI to organize meeting notes into a memo or to summarize brainstorming sessions into actionable tasks, there's just efficient tools. But that still technically falls under AI in game development. Expanding beyond that, there's AI tools designed for debugging software. Some studios are already implementing AI-driven debugging systems to catch errors or optimize performances. While this might replace some of the traditional QA roles, it ultimately results in more stable and polished games. And however, as we get deeper into automation, we start approaching a slippery slope. If AI system can be programmed to not only detect bugs, but also simulate thousands of gameplay hours at the unprecedented speed to test for issues, does that mean fewer AI testers are needed? And if AI gets to the point where it can autonomously control in-game characters to analyze how the game plays in real time, could the entire QA team be replaced? There are these ethical and practical questions that developers need to address. And the biggest concern for many is that AI will be used as a cost-cutting measure by major game publishers to reduce the need for human workers. Executives love the idea of AI becomes as allows them to lay off employees while maintaining or even increasing production output. Smaller teams, fewer salaries to pay, and faster turnaround time mean higher profit margins. However, this isn't a new phenomena. Every major technological advancement has come with a fear of a job displacement. Take for an example, the shift from horse-drawn carriages to automobiles. People who worked in stables, blacksmiths who made horseshoes, and wagons builders all saw their industry decline as cars become mainstream. However, fighting against the chance would have been futile because the efficiency and convenience of cars ultimately won out. The same logic applies to AI in game development. If one studio refuses to use AI while all of its competitors embrace it, the studio will likely struggle to keep up. AI-assisted development could reduce cost and speed up the production, making it nearly impossible for studios that avoid AI to remain competitive. Let's say EA, as an example, announced a strict policy banning all AI tools in their gaming development process. Meanwhile, competitors like Take-Two Interactive, Ubisoft, and various studios in Japan, China, and Korea continue using AI to optimize their workflows. If AI genuinely makes development faster and cheaper, which is still a debated point in some areas, EA games will likely take longer to produce and cost more to develop. This means EA would need their games to be massive hits just to remain profitable. While AI-assisted studios could potentially release more titles in a shorter time span, minimizing risks. Historically, consumers might claim that they pay extra to support AI-free games made by human hands. But when it comes down to the actual purchasing decisions, price and quality dictate demand more than anything else. A real-world analogy would be furniture shopping. There are stores that are well handcrafted, high-quality furniture made in North America, but the prices are significantly higher than mass-produced alternatives. When given the choice between $6,000 dresser made by a skilled artisan or $300 one from IKEA, most people, especially those on a budget, will go with a cheaper option. Similarly, if AI-powered games development lead to cheaper, more efficient production, most people won't care how the game was made as long as it's fun and well crafted. If AI-generated content is indistinguishable, more human-created content, the general audience isn't likely to protest. That said, AI won't necessarily make games cheaper for consumers. More likely, it will just increase profits for corporations. Instead of games costing $400 million to produce, AI might reduce the cost to $100 million. But the price tag for players will likely remain the same. The real benefit might come in the form of smaller studios and indie developers gaining access to powerful AI tools that let them create ambitious games without requiring the massive budgets of AAA publishers. This could lead to resurgence in third-party development, which has been increasingly dominant by conglomerates like Embracer Group, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Ultimately, AI is going to become a standard tool in game development whether people like it or not. The technology will continue to advance, and at some point it may become nearly impossible to distinguish between AI-generated and human-created content. The real concern is when AI gets so good at mimicking human creativity that it becomes difficult to tell if a script, character dialogue, or even fully voiced performance was created by a machine or an actual person. At that point, the ethical implications becomes much heavier. If AI can pass as human in conversation, does that mean it should be treated as such? Games like Detroit Become Human and Fallout 4 have explored these philosophical dilemmas, where players must decide whether AI-driven beings deserve the same rights and considerations as humans. If an AI scriptwriter, for an example, generates a story that moves players to tears, does that mean AI has achieved true artistic expression, or is it just highly sophisticated imitation of a human creativity? At the end of the day, AI in game development is inevitable. The key will be finding a balance between leveraging AI's efficiency and preserving the artistic soul of a game's creation. While AI can certainly assist on technical aspects like debugging, asset generation, and automation, it remains to be seen whether it can truly replicate the depth, emotion, and vision that human creators bring to the games. The real concern isn't whether AI will be used, it's whether it will be used responsibly. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know down in the comments as well regarding this situation of all relating to AI in game development. See you guys all, and yeah, have a wonderful day.